4pause here, and today let's talk about ranked. So I hope most of you found great success in your placement games, and even if you didn't, don't sweat over it too much. Today I want to share with you a mindset I've had towards ranked since around season 2, and all of you may find some comfort in following this mindset. I can't think of any flashy names for this, so I'm just going to refer to it as what it is, the 40-20-40 rule, or basically why you'll randomly lose and win games in League of Legends. So to break down this 40-20-40 rule, these are percentages and are rough estimates, however I feel they are relatively accurate. When playing near an MMR rating that you truly deserve, you should lose roughly 40% of your games, win 40% of your games, and have a strong influence towards the outcome of the remaining 20% of those games. Now that might sound a bit bizarre at first, but let me try to explain. Let's say you play a total of 100 ranked games this season. Let's also assume that you're already playing at a rating which is roughly around your true real rating. Over the course of these 100 games, I think it's fair to suggest the previous numbers. For those 40% of your losses, consider those games where your team pretty much all lose lane, a player quits or fails to connect, or your team are just toxic to each other. Equally, on the flip side of that, 40% of your wins will come down to factors where the enemy team has some of those previous issues. This is because at the end of the day, League is a team game, and it can be very hard to win when variables are simply not going your way. Only in roughly 20% of those 100 games will you be placed in a position where a game can almost be completely decided by you. As always, there's a ton of contextual factors that I can't delve into right now for the sake of keeping this video concise. Let me just point out the advantages of this mindset. First of all, when you get one of those bullshit losses, it's completely cool and you can realise that sometimes that just happens. An example, in my 4th placement game, I had a guy play Vayne mid and get slapped, whilst an opponent went something like 24 kills as Graves by 30 minutes. I personally dominated my own lane as Aurelia vs Rumble and had a solid 50 CS lead and kill lead by about 15 minutes, but overall that doesn't matter. This game would have been insanely hard to carry, perhaps impossible to carry, and there's no reason to beat myself up over it. When I lost, I wasn't even mad. Who's to say in the next game I won't have a sick AD carry on my team and have an enemy mid laner who disregards pick order and insta-locks Vayne. This is something that just randomly happens in League. After all, when you go into a ranked game, assuming everyone's solo queues, the teams are relatively random. At the flip of a coin, I could have had that Graves on my team, and the enemy team could have had the Vayne. Simply put, your teammates are a factor you can't control, so don't worry about it too much, as they might randomly carry you, or they might randomly feed and quit by 10 minutes in. However, please don't take from that anecdotal example that you shouldn't reflect on yourself. Of course, you should always try to improve yourself and identify your own mistakes. The main point is that I'm confident to say that whoever had that Graves on their team would probably get that 40% win, as the guy turned out to be a challenger player, elo boosting his friend. So when you take on this mindset and truly believe it, you'll become like me and genuinely not mind if you lose or win a game randomly. This should also stop you worrying about what your teammates get up to, and prevent you from going on tilt and allow you to focus on your own play and mistakes. If anything, both winning or losing a game has simply no relevance to you improving at League of Legends. You can learn a lot regardless of the outcome of the game, so even though there is a loss on my record, I personally think I improved. I devised a plan on how to win the lane phase during Champion Select and the load screen. I then put it to work and denied Rumble a lot of CS, and pretty much shut him out the game. Overall, I played pretty decently in that game, and if I was to perform to that same standard every game, I can assume I'd steadily climb the ladder. From that game, I now feel more confident in my Aurelia vs Rumble matchup, and probably improved in some aspects of my Aurelia play. This means that when it comes to one of those 20% games where I have a big influence on its outcome, I should have a better chance at carrying, or at least performing well if I'm playing Aurelia. And in the long run, that is a true victory in itself. Thanks for watching guys. If you have any confusion towards the 40-20-40 mindset or just want to discuss it, please leave a comment and I'll try to get back to you. As always, remember to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for future League content, and I'll see you guys next time.